Hey gang, I got an offer for you today from LinkedIn. As business-to-business marketers, your needs are unique. B2B buying cycles are long and your customers face incredibly complex decisions. Isn't it time you had a marketing platform built specifically for you? LinkedIn ads empower marketers with solutions for you and your customers. LinkedIn ads allow you to build the right relationships, drive results, and reach your customers in a respectful environment. On LinkedIn, you have direct access to build relationships with decision makers. Of the 875 million users on the network, 180 million are senior level executives. 10 million are C-level executives. You will also be able to drive results with targeting and measuring with their tools built specifically for B2B. And best of all, they work. Audiences exposed to brand messages on LinkedIn are 6 times more likely to convert. LinkedIn ads also rank number 1 for security, community, and ad experience as part of the Business Insider's Digital Trust Study. Make B2B marketing everything it can be and get a $100 credit. It's a $100 credit on your next campaign. Go to linkedin.com/MPN to claim your credit. It's linkedin.com/MPN. Terms and conditions apply. Entrepreneurs Enigma is a podcast for the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. It's about the wins and the fails that we all face being entrepreneurs, and how we learn from adversity. Every week I talk to a different entrepreneur with a story to tell. I'm Seth Goldstein. Come with me on the journey. This is Entrepreneurs Enigma. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneurs Enigma podcast. I am here with a fellow Fighting Blue Hen, Joe Singer of Merged Analytics. Hey Joe, how's it going?
Great, Seth. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so it is a crazy time. We were supposed to be doing this on StreamYard, and StreamYard didn't want to work.
Yeah.
And then we got on Zoom, and then Joe had to scream at his 8-year-old to get off the internet because Zoom stopped working. But this is the nature of the beast. Being an entrepreneur, rolling with the punches, saying, oh, my 8-year-old's on, doing 5 different things on the internet, got to kick him off and do that kind of thing. And you still roll with it.
I mean, being an entrepreneur is a roller coaster. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'll have a conversation. I'm like, it's amazing. We hit it. And then 5 minutes later, you're knocked down again. So It's just the nature of the beast.
It is. So Joe, tell us about Merged Analytics.
So Merged Analytics is a digital marketing tool really geared to small to medium-sized businesses, but even a medium-sized business could be a multi-billion-dollar business these days. We're talking about smaller businesses that don't have a lot of marketing resources or even large budgets. What Merged Analytics is, and basically at a high level, we tell you the company names, and in many cases when we can, and those times are increasing, we tell you the email addresses of the people who are interacting. Cool. Yeah, they're interacting with your digital brand. All the large companies are doing this. They have been doing this. So it's not like it's something we invented that's revolutionary. The revolutionary aspect of it is we're leveling that playing field and making it affordable for the little company that thinks it can't afford tools like that.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. I've been dog fooding and playing around with it for the past few months. Yeah. And it's neat what comes up because I mean, Google with a lot, everyone getting rid of their cookies and all that stuff. It's nice to know you can still figure stuff out. And the best part about it also is that you're not doing anything nefarious. You're going after the IP address, and if you're doing email, you're using email. You're just saying, "Hey, I talked to Joe at Merged Analytics. He got my email." It's all above board, so it's not creepy. It's creepy because the stuff is creepy. The stuff is creepy in general, but it's above board creepy.
Yeah, I mean, we hear that all the time. I mean, the creepy stuff really happens with the cookies that we don't use. Because when these sites that cookie you, they're creating profiles. There's arguments. I mean, I'm not here to defend or accuse cookies, but there are arguments about that it infringes on your privacy. I mean, if I go to a website or if I do a search, do I want the world to know that I was searching that? I mean, that's up for debate. That's not what Merged Analytics is. Merged Analytics, we tell you to refer a site. So like, we'll know if you click a link on LinkedIn and then went to your website, or we'll know if you did a search and found your website on Google. But once you get to the website and once that person leaves, we have no idea where they're going. I mean, it's not like we're following them around the internet.
Unlike Instagram, where you'll say to your wife, nowhere near technology, I need to buy a scarf. Next thing you know, there's 10 ads saying for scarves on Instagram.
100%. That happens.
It's Absolutely. So creepy.
Yeah, no, they're cooking you and they're listening to what you're saying. We've tested that. I don't have we did it the other day. We have cars. I don't have a Jeep Wrangler, right?
Yeah.
I said Jeep Wrangler like 20 times and I started seeing ads for it in my Facebook, Instagram feed. I mean, it's crazy.
It's so creepy. I mean, clearly these devices, holding up my phone right here, for those who are listening to the audio, it's crazy because clearly they're listening to us, but honestly, I actually prefer those ads because they're what I want to see. I will buy that stuff that is relevant to what I want versus getting something for maxi pads or something.
Well, that's the argument. They work. Cookies work, obviously. Yeah. Well, no, we know that.
But we know that. But it is creepy. It is freaking creepy. So
it is it's not even that forget whether it's creepy or not really isn't even the issue. It's whether it's infringing on your privacy.
And then that's the big thing, with DuckDuckGo's coming out with stuff, and then Brave has its own thing and whatnot. But Joe, tell us about how you got into the entrepreneurial world. I mean, did you leave Delaware and just go into the entrepreneurial world, or what's the story behind you in the journey?
First of all, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. My father owned his own law firm, and so in the back of my mind, I always wanted to have my own business. Mm-hmm. So when I graduated Delaware, I worked at a company. I was the head of procurement for a little while, just pretty high-tech parts that go into airplanes and stuff like that.
Oh, that's very cool.
And I was really good at it, and I was getting good, I was really good negotiating pricing and stuff like that. So everyone was always telling me to get into sales and really make money. So I started working in around 1998, 1999 in a company that sold CRM software, contact relationship management software. Yeah. And from there, this was when Salesforce was just getting started. And the company I was working for rewrote their CRM tool to compete with Salesforce. But I was still seeing a lot of opportunity with the legacy stuff. Yeah. So I struck a deal with the owner of that company, and I basically took over their CRM. It was actually Act for Lotus Notes.
Oh, wow. Remember Lotus Notes? Oh, wow.
It was, yes. And so that was our product. We rebuilt it, renamed it V-Mobile. It's actually still in existence today. And the company that I run, Vigilus, that's still in existence. But the way we got into merged analytics was my head developer had a tool, which is now Merge Analytics. And he was like, Joe, I got this pixel, let's put it on your website. And I was like, I don't really care who's on my website. At least I didn't think I did. And then what happened was it wasn't even the new prospects that I was seeing the benefit, as they come to my website, I could see if they're a new prospect and I could see what they're interested in and I could reach out to them. I liked it more for my existing customer base. Mm-hmm. I could see if they needed support. I could see if there were upsell opportunities. It just gave me a whole bit of information that I didn't really know was possible before then.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah. So what's the scariest thing about going out on your own? I mean, it's a question I ask everybody. It's like you're out on your own. It's like the worst kind of commission.
Yeah, so Warren Buffett always says the hardest drug to kick is the monthly paycheck. So, I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. I haven't had a steady paycheck in that time. Luckily, I've been, somewhat successful. But so that's always the biggest fear. I have 2 kids. I have a wife, and so I tend to get, throughout this process, you look for things to give you an edge, and I got heavily into meditation, and so I try to stay present. Yeah. I try to stay present, but that's the biggest thing is just the fear of the unknown. That's always the biggest concern. But the other other concerns is that someone like a Google or a Microsoft or will just swallow us up, kind of like what Amazon does to a lot of businesses,
Exactly. But the other side is like, you're saying your kid's home because of, pandemic, luckily, I think you said he doesn't have it necessarily, but he's stuck at home. You're able to literally go over there and say, hey, dude, turn off the internet for half an hour. But
Right.
he's home and you're able to like be around him so that he's safe, you're sound and all that. And you don't have to answer to somebody, which is kind of nice.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, look, I've been working from home since 2003.
Wow.
When it wasn't cool to work from home, you know.
Now I'm not sure if it's cool now either. It's just different now.
Well, now it's acceptable, and now it's like, yeah, I work from home. Yeah, my kid's right here, or my dog's barking. Whereas years ago, that
would be a big no-no.
It was a big no-no.
Yeah. And now, I mean, still, you want to make sure that your spouse isn't walking out of the shower behind your Zoom call, but which happened at the beginning of the pandemic for a lot of people. But then Zoom caught up, and they all caught up, and all that. So how's everything been for you for the past 18 months? I mean, because we've all been kind of working from home for that time, and being entrepreneurs, you don't have to answer to anyone but ourselves. But how's it been?
Yeah, I mean, for me, not much changed. And if anything, it helped us because, our business helps you get business. Mm-hmm. So, tools like ours have become more in demand, not less in demand.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, things have been, so I always, I remember when I was in the corporate world thinking about how much time was wasted, at the water cooler, commuting, all that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, working from home made all the sense to me. And then when the pandemic happened, that was the first time in like 20 years, I was like, you know what? I need an office.
Because everyone's home now.
That's right.
Exactly. Now it's like, I need to get out of the house. Like, oh
that's
my
right.
God. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
But, so Joe, where can people find more about you and Merge Analytics if they want to find out more?
So first of all, we're at mergedanalytics.com. You can find us on LinkedIn. I have a podcast with my partner, Tom, that we put out. So you could see that on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
What's that called?
So we don't really, because I'm so into meditation and breath work, we used to call it Take a Breath.
I like that.
Yeah. But that kind of got lost. Now it's just like the Merged Analytics podcast. We don't really have a name for it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just having fun with it. I mean, that's part of podcasting. It's just have fun.
For me, with my partner, even with you, I mean, we have conversations and at the end of the conversation, we're like, that was a podcast. Like we should have just taped it,
It's true. I mean, there's so many times I'm on calls, I'm like, it's recorded, but it wasn't really, it wasn't a public call. So I'm like, I can't really use it, but that would have been a good podcast, had I known that this was going to be a good podcast. So, but Joe, this has been great, my friend, nice quick tidbits and stuff like that. And everyone, please go check out Merge Analytics. It is an awesome tool. It's a lot to dig into. Reach out to Joe over at Merge Analytics. He'll walk you through personally, which is really cool. He'll walk you through it. He'll show you all the bells and whistles. I'm still discovering everything in there. I'm like, I found a new thing today. It's fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you so much for coming on the show. That was a great show. Hey, if you're enjoying Entrepreneurs Enigma, please give us a review on the podcast directory of your choice, or on all of them. And these reviews really help others find the show. Also, if you're getting value from the show and want to buy me a coffee, go to the show notes and click on the link to help me stay awake while I bring you more great episodes to your ears. That's in the show notes, and I look forward to the next episode. Take care, guys.
You may know you're listening to this show along the Marketing Podcast Network, but did you know there are other great shows on MPN to help your business? Gordon Glenister hosts an outstanding podcast called the Influence Global Podcast. Gordon, tell these fine folks what they're going to get when they listen.
We interview some amazing people from all around the world, whether they be influencers, content creators, brands, influencer platforms, anybody involved in the influencer industry. There's some fantastic guests that make a fine listen for you. You can find them on marketingpodcasts.net, or you can also find them on my own website, which is www.gordonglenister.com.
Or, of course, wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast is heard along the Marketing Podcast Network. For more great marketing podcasts, visit marketingpodcasts.net.